You ordered what?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Dean Callan Show. Today, I am going to be tackling a very old classic cocktail. And when I say very old, I mean it dates back to like 1860. It literally was created by Jerry Thomas. It's one of the few cocktails that people would say was invented by Jerry Thomas, but it's in his 1862 Bartender's Guide. So it's really old school. It's pretty basic as well. If you think about, in my opinion, an old-fashioned, right? So if you get asked for a Japanese cocktail, it's a cognac old-fashioned. Replace the sugar syrup with Orgeat, right? And it's got a lemon twist. And I think I probably should have done a research, but you know what? Before I start making finalized cocktail recipes for the show, I'm gonna I've been putting together a video for you guys of Sergio's new bar. And I'm just like, if someone asked me for a Japanese cocktail, this is what I'd make off the top of my head. All right, I'm happy to do this again another time. After the fiasco that was the Prince of Wales last week, where I literally forgot the maraschino, I mean, how much worse can I do? So, Japanese cocktail. I'm gonna do 3 at the same time. And it looks like I'm on, right? Let's arrange this properly. Hello, Diogo. How are you, my friends? Are you back at work, Diogo? That's what I'd like to know. Are you busy? Because I might have a task I need some help with that you could help me with. A special task. Right. So, how am I going to do 3 of these at the same time? I don't know. We've got 1, 2 giant things, and then 3. Right? Now, we're going to make it with Remy. I gotta move my mic. I'm leaning on it. And I keep thinking it's going to lock itself somehow. Or it's going to turn itself off. Like, you didn't see it, but when Douglas Ankro was on, he turned the mic off like 3 times. Anyway, scary. Scary thought that the mic might turn off, right? We'd lose audio. Wouldn't be the first time. Remy Martin, VSOP. We're going to go Pierre Ferrand, and we're going to do Regina. I don't know how to pronounce it. Ysabel Regina. Ysabel. I don't know how it's pronounced. Whatever. You know, somebody that knows how to pronounce this stuff, get on the show, tell me how it's pronounced. Right? Now, remember I said easiest way to remember it, it's basically old-fashioned. Oh, it took all my jiggers away. It's basically an old-fashioned with a cognac base stirred up. Well, this is how we're going to do it. So, without frickin' jiggers, damn it, Dean. I took everything out of here so I could clean it all. So this is 50 and 25. Right. Whew, that was close. So 50, and thankfully I got a 10 in here. There's that guy. Evil. Alright, I'm starting with the cognacs first, right? We'll just put this to the side so I remember which order I did them. It feels so strange. Like, I don't know if once a week is enough. I feel like I'm out of practice. I wasn't sure I got everything set up this morning. Doing the videos, doing the Mitch's Minute took me like 15 minutes. It would normally take me 2. I kept forgetting what I was doing. It's crazy. Right, and how's everybody else been, I wonder? I think 3 days was better because I had a community going. Once I've got more time and I'm not doing lots of work, I'm just randomly going to do more episodes. Right, Orgeat syrup. Now, in my memory, it was something like a tablespoon of Orgeat syrup, which is a lot. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to actually measure out according to this 7.5 mils, right? And I'm going to do 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. From my memory, the original was Boker's bitters. Who has Boker's bitters? I don't have Boker's bitters. If you've got Boker's bitters, put like a teaspoon of Boker's bitters, I think it was. But if you don't, because Boker's bitters is it's a more potable bitters than Angostura bitters would be. So it's a bit easier on the, olfactory senses. It's not as aggressive. It's not as potent. So 2 dashes on this guy. And there we go. Oh. Yeah. Once a week, yeah. I need to get better at putting together content for the show. And I think my dream situation would be, because it's been difficult to get consistently get the time off for the show. People keep asking me to do stuff on Wednesday evenings. Like, that's why I couldn't be on yesterday. I was actually on holiday yesterday. I went to Cornwall. It was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, Cornwall's pretty cool. And there were a few distilleries in Cornwall. I didn't know that. But for those of you that haven't been to Cornwall, maybe we should arrange like a bartender trip to Cornwall. Hire out a big old villa. Everybody go at the same time. Like drive, get a big van or something for 3 days. I remember when I used to work for Monkey Shoulder, it wasn't that expensive when you think about the number of people to hire a coach for like 3 days or 2 days. So let's say you hired the coach for the day and then you had it for the following day. It'd be a few £100, but ultimately it wasn't like break the bank kind of money when you think that a coach can seat 60 people, or one of the smaller ones 29 people. It was the kind of money where if we pre-organized it all in advance and everybody knew that they had to buy tickets or whatever before you bought the coach, we could afford a coach for a couple of days, afford a massive big fuck off villa with a pool or something like that. Everybody pays for their ticket price, and then we all get on a coach, and as a group, and it's going to help if you've got a group of bartenders, go from our villa to Plymouth, visit Plymouth, have lunch, fish and chips or whatever, and then get back on the bus, go to another distillery. Like, I tasted a Cornish cream gin. It was fucking tasty. And I thought to myself, how did I not know there was a Cornish cream gin? Just how did I not know? I know there's a lot of gins, and gin is kind of saturated at the moment, and it's hard for people to make a breakthrough, but I kind of thought, like, are the Cornish people just making their own gin so that they've got something else to do outside of the key hospitality industry time, and then just selling it in Cornwall? One of the places I went to literally only sold gin from Cornwall, Cornish gin, or their house was Plymouth. I mean, Plymouth is pretty much in Cornwall, like half an hour drive, something. Doesn't feel like much. Now, I'm going to serve all 3 of these up because, to my memory, that was the way they were served. Right? And julep strainer. These 2 first. Now bear in mind, these glasses are all slightly different sizes. They were made by the legend that is Olaf. I think he's from Germany. If anyone's been watching the show the whole time, he made them a couple of months ago now. Handmade them, posted them to me. I kind of want to get more done. I want to get smaller sizes. I want to get a bunch of, like, half the size of that. So they hold only 50 mil. Right, so lemon peel, and I'm going to actually, I'm not going to discard this lemon peel. This is a really nice, fresh lemon. I can smell it. It's nice and aromatic. I don't care about the pith too much. I might, plenty of lemon on there. I'm gonna curl it up so it can sit in there. I want as much lemon oil as I can. I want it to be nice and fragrant. I want the lemon, the slight bitterness of the lemon peel to fight off some of that sweetness from the Orgeat. Because the Orgeat I'm using is Monin Orgeat. I'm not like making special Orgeat. Right, so if I haven't somehow messed this up, here we go. So the lemon and the cognac, and that hint of nuttiness is kind of like, it smells, if I was nosing this without looking at it, blind nosing, I'd think it was a sidecar. All right, it smells good. All right, turn the music down to get some concentration. This one, I'm not getting as much of the cognac flavor on that. It's more of a lemony, a sweet lemon. Little hint of nuttiness. It's really fruity. Totally different. Okay, let's start with this guy. It's a good drink. Orgeat straight away. Orgeat's got a kind of candied taste to it, and then you get the lemon, and then finally the cognac coming through at the end. I think I wouldn't go any more than a VSOP, particularly with like things like Remy and Hennessy and stuff like that. Like, you're just spending too much money. You want like raw brandy flavor to balance this out. Whoa. Okay, that's way more interesting. I'm getting more of a like burnt sugar, caramel sweetness. It's like this marries with the Orgeat a little bit better, and it feels like it's got more a bit more alcohol lift, like it's a bit more warmth to it than there was with that guy, right? So that bit more of a warm kick to it. Okay. Whoa, it's way sweeter. It's very interesting. I would say that is like super interesting, something you could give to people who like, who already like Orgeat and like a bit of a, it's very much in the digestive world. These you could almost have as a slightly sweet aperitif. Like, there's a part of me that thinks that would taste fucking amazing with like just a little bar spoon of Fernet Branca or something like that, to give it a hint more bitterness. But this guy's definitely, this is after dinner dessert. It has to be that Pedro Jimenez. Yeah, it's Pedro. You can taste Pedro Jimenez right through it. Great, but not your typical Japanese cocktail. I'm going to keep throwing this in until I figure out where it sits, if you're putting it in with cognacs and working on traditional cognac cocktails. Whenever I do a cognac cocktail, so for example, sidecar, I think that tastes great in a sidecar. And they're not really cognac cocktails, they're brandy cocktails. So, and that is a brandy. Interesting to see what that would taste like in drinks that are traditionally more dry. Right, so this week, as I said, I was making a video. I'm going to drink these and I'm going to play for you my news week. Now, if I get more time, and this actually took me about 5 minutes in total. I had an idea in my head of what I wanted, and I got Sergio, the legend, Sergio Leanza, to just do a piece to camera saying, hi, I'm Sergio, and these are the things going on in my bar. And then I did some B-roll and plonked it on top. Didn't mess with the audio. I basically did nothing to this video apart from putting my Dean's News weekly thing at the beginning. Like literally nothing. I hope this gives you a feel for how cool Sergio's place is. It's hard to describe, but the vibe in there, changing it from a cocktail bar to a bottle shop, it was already an amazing cocktail bar. I loved it, but now it's the coolest bottle shop in London. Sorry to everyone else, it's the coolest bottle shop in London. If he can curate some like really specific like products that no one else has, and you have to go to him. And honestly, Sergio, if you watch this, some really cool bar books and stuff like that. Woo!
Hi everybody, my name is Sergio and I own Funky Dory in Peckham, South London. We used to be only a cocktail bar open in the night, but now we are a bar and store open during the day as well. You can buy our bottle cocktails. We used to only play records, but now you can buy the records and take it home with some natural wines, fine cider, local products, amazing local honey. The good thing is that you can still sit down and enjoy our drinks, and now these new products sitting at the bar as well. I hope you guys manage to come down south very soon and I can show it and you can see it for yourself. Bye, thank you.
Ciao, ciao, ciao,
Ciao, ciao, ciao, ciao, ciao.
How cool is Sergio? So Sergio, obviously he's Italian, so like, I think in Italy, like coffee's just cafe, right? But there's only one E. And he had on the front like C-O-F-F-E. And I was giving him shit for it. I feel really bad for it now, but I got that video footage because I kind of wanted to start messing with him and go back to the sign and keep like erasing the E or erasing the whole thing when he wasn't looking, and then put like Covfef and stuff like that and keep messing with his coffee spelling. He'd know it was me. He'd know it was me. I put Fernet Branca in this middle one, just a bar spoon, while you guys weren't watching. It tastes great. I have to say, it tastes great. Not as good as I thought it would be, but tastes good. Tastes good. Right, so what's next? Now, guys, I watched a video earlier this week, and I just want to share it with you, and I want to talk very quickly because I want to keep the show to a minimum amount of minutes. I watched this video, and it was this guy, and it's become like an internet sensation. It blew up on the internet, and I wanted to kind of like play it and comment on it. I'd like to apologize for that. That is the wrong video. I think I've got it fixed though. But before I do that, if you're watching this on YouTube, support Diogo. Go check out his Instagram handle. It'd be easier if you just typed out what your Instagram handle was, bro. Because no one wants to type that entire, you get it, right? But go check it out. Ask for Diogo. Go on Facebook. You can check out his thing. Meanwhile, I am going to play the actual video that I intended to play. Right, here it is.
Fuck, bitch. I asked for some boxes.
Get the fuck out my face!
I need to feed my kids. That's why we get.
Shut the fuck up, bitch! Goddamn, get the fuck out my face! Get your dumbass bitch under control to do her job right. Maybe I won't fucking step on her.
We're gonna pack up our food. but I need the manager to know what happened.
No, Dad. It's all Mrs. Phillips.
Not Mr. Phillips. Right when you got me without her, you're fucking rude to my son. And you don't want me to be rude back? Bullshit! You said he needs a fucking mask.
Oh, yeah, because...
The way you said it with your demeanor, you could just be like, in a whole lot of other ways, and just whatever. Just get out of my face. I've had enough today, alright? Get out of my face. You want me to go, and I'll pay you for your fucking food. Do not put the appetizer. They came with the food. Appetizer, doesn't appetizer come before your food? Not with your food? I'm just saying. I know you ain't getting paid $50 an hour, but goddamn, it's not always about the money.
Alright, sir. I'll get you guys some.
Yeah. You can shut your fucking mouth, too.
Okay, sir. I need you to stop talking to my store like that.
But then get me some bosses. I work hard for my money just like you do.
Okay.
And I deserve to have a decent meal.
Okay, you're on paying for your guys' bill. I just need you guys to leave. You guys take your food and you guys can leave.
I can stop me home.
All right, now I muted myself for a reason, right? I wanted to watch that with the audio on with you guys, and basically every single share I seen of this on social media was, this guy's a piece of shit, like what a dick, blah blah blah. He works at Viking Car Wash, destroy his business. He shouldn't be in a... Right, see, someone should smack that guy's face. Now, for me, I know I've been in so many conflict situations in bars. It's fucking crazy. And I'm good at dealing with aggressive people because I'm an aggressive person. Now, one thing that is important to remember, if you work in hospitality, it's super important to work hard, to learn about people, to read people. For me, when I watched that video, I thought that guy is struggling. Now, if that guy was breaking down into tears and crying, right? If he was upset and he said that it's the server that has upset him, the server is the one that's upset him, like, and he's crying, the manager wouldn't be running the server out and throwing the server in his face, right? If he was like, please get her away, you know, and was upset, people have empathy for people that are upset. Now, for me, aggression like this is just, he's vulnerable, he's cracked, he can't take it anymore, and his self-defense mechanisms have kicked in, and he's become hyper-aggressive. Now, no one in that situation, he does not want, look at him, he's trying to like tell his kid it's okay. His body language is a lot more placid than it would be if he was really flipping out. If someone is aggressive like that, remove immediately the thing that's making them aggressive. Talk calmly to them, but try to understand that they aren't strong at that point in time. They are vulnerable. That is a person who is physically and mentally struggling at that time, and they're lashing out because there's too much going on. I took it upon myself to try to find out what the fuck the story was with this guy. Now watch it again, thinking about the fact that, and the story, as the story goes, he had a bunch of things go wrong in his life that day. People have been treating him like shit. Services he'd been paying good money for. He owns a car wash. He'd been washing people's cars all day. That's how he makes his money. And he wanted to take his kids out for a meal. Now, his wife is asking for boxes to pack up their food so they can go. Just prior to this, so apparently when the food was brought out to his table, the food was already late, but I'll start from the beginning. So this guy, the server, the girl that was serving him, when they walked into the restaurant, now other people in the restaurant don't have masks on. If you look at that image, table behind them, table across this way, they don't have masks on. When they walked in, the guys were wearing masks except for the son. And the girl said to them, he needs to have a mask on. You can't come in here without a mask on. Now, cool, right? She made them leave the restaurant when they were a short distance from their table. The child put the mask on, and then they were allowed to re-enter the restaurant. And from his sake, 5 feet from where they were anyway, was where they were sitting, and as soon as they sat down, they were allowed to take their masks off. You got to think about that, right? That's going to do something to your mind if you're stressed out, you're handling 2 kids, you're tired, your life is going to hell, and you're vulnerable, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, they were ordering and their appetizers didn't come out at all. They asked for them. He asked for a water. He asked for lemon in the water. He got water, but it didn't have ice, didn't have lemon, didn't have any of the things he asked for. He mentioned it. Girl goes away, comes back with the lemons, but come back with the food at the same time. Went to put down the son's plate, and the bacon fell off the plate, and she scooped it up and put it back on the plate. Right? It's COVID. She's... What the fuck? So the dad then says to the kid, don't eat that bacon, and they put the bacon aside, right? They got rid of the bacon. So now the kid doesn't have bacon. The wife ordered bacon on the side. Bacon on the side didn't come. They mentioned it to the server. Hey, we wanted bacon on the side. Server goes away. She came back with a plate that had raw bacon on it. Now, already he's upset. He's had a couple of things happen. It doesn't sound like much, but when you're super stressed out and you've been waiting for your meal, and that sort of shit happens, and you get attitude from a server, and they give you raw bacon. Now, he got up before this video happened and went over to the kitchen and said to the chefs, like, what is this? How are you putting raw bacon out to a table? And they asked for boxes, and they paid their bill, and he sat back down at the table to leave, from what I understand. Now, it's understandable the guy's really angry. And then the manager brought the server over and confronted him. All they wanted was boxes and to leave. Watch it again. Right? If I can get this to play.
Get fucking
I
wrong.
asked for her to come under.
Fucking bitch.
Okay, sir. I need you guys to leave.
I asked for some boxes.
Get the fuck out my face.
I need to feed my kids. That's why we came.
Yeah, sir. I'm not gonna be able to-
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
I
God
guess.
damn, get the fuck out my face.
I asked.
Get your dumbass bitch under control to do her job right. Maybe I won't fucking step on her.
We're gonna pack up our food, but I need the manager to know what happened.
No, Dad. It's all Mrs. Phillips.
Why when you driving without her, you're fucking rude to my son. And you don't want me to be rude back? Bullshit. You said he needs a fucking mask.
Oh, yeah, because...
The way you said it with your demeanor, you could just be like, in a whole lot of other ways, and just whatever. Just get out of my face. I've had enough today, alright? Get out of my
so,
face. You want me to
as
get
you already
I'll pay
said,
for your fucking food.
you never talk to people like that.
They came with
Right?
the food.
You never talk to
Advertise
people like that.
advertise
But if you're
fucking
working in that
food,
environment,
not with your
someone's
food.
doing that,
I'm just saying.
the thing
I know you're
is,
getting
like,
paid $50 an hour, but
don't
goddamn,
stand
it's
in
not
front
always
of
about the money.
the thing that is causing the aggression, like,
Yeah.
get them out of the way. If
You
you're the
shut your
manager,
fucking
the
mouth,
girl
too.
knew.
I need you to stop talking
You can
to
tell.
my
She
girl.
knew. She didn't want to
Then
be
get me some
brought out.
boxes.
This
I
person,
work hard for my money.
I
just
brought
like
my
you.
girl out there.
And I
Don't
deserve
speak to my
decent
staff that
meal.
way. Of course, don't speak to staff that way. He knows he's leaving. But just de-escalate. Standing there telling him what he's done wrong. He's already embarrassed. He knows he's in the wrong. He knows full well he's in the wrong. Don't escalate the situation. If you're in that situation, consider the person vulnerable. Consider the person like not in a good state of mind. Like that. Like he hasn't got it all together there. Like he made a video, which I'll play, where
Hello, Tucson, and everybody
he starts
around the
explaining
world
himself. Says
that
his
hates me right
father's
now.
gonna die. His father's like on his deathbed.
Honestly, I just want
He's
to
got
talk
all the
about what
problems
happened
with
at
his
IHOP.
business.
Let
You
everybody
know,
know
he
the
starts.
situation.
He immediately
I
in
know
this
there's no
video starts
excuses for
crying.
what I did.
Right? And he says he's an
I know
asshole. There's no
I'm an
excuse.
asshole, yeah.
He's in the wrong.
That obviously has to be true,
But he
right?
begs people to
Everybody's saying
understand that like he was in a vulnerable
I
state.
honestly, before I can't get it back because they don't know how to fix it. I mean, just having the worstest day ever. And on top of that, I was busy that day, washing people's cars.
Right. So important thing to remember: if you're working in a bar, if someone's aggressive, now always treat them as dangerous because they're not in a good state of mind, right? But sometimes people that seem hyper aggressive and lash out are actually quite fractured and vulnerable. So it's important when you're dealing with a conflict situation, remove the thing that is, like, if that server is what set him off, and he talks about it in the video, that server is what set him off. The server is the red flag to the bull. As a manager, do not put your server standing in front of the guy. Like, the poor girl got dragged out and stood in front. Don't do that, okay? You're managing a bar, don't do that. I watched it and I cringed at the thought of how badly those staff had managed that situation. And further to that, they clearly had no training. My training come from experience, come from years of working in violent bars. But like, people should be taught conflict management. You're in a place full of people. People can be vulnerable. You're hosting them. You're giving them booze as well. Like, fortunately, that guy wasn't drinking, but can you imagine? So it's important. If you're a bartender, you should take as much pride in how you deal with a conflict situation, how you deal with someone who's extremely vulnerable, how you deal with someone that you think might have an aggressor within their group. You know, these are really important things within bartending. And watching a video like that, don't just assume be aggressive to the guy. Like, I guarantee you, if I was there, I could have de-escalated that guy and had him apologize to the chefs and to the server in 10-15 minutes. Just by making his family feel special again and apologizing. Instead, you're wrong, don't speak to our staff that way. You know, you've got to, people are vulnerable. Even if they're aggressive, they're still vulnerable. Some of them can just be aggressive douchebags, and those people, get rid of them, weed them out, but still, the same thing applies. Be nice to them, don't put the red flag in front of them, you know. Just wanted to get that out of my system. Probably took too long on it. Anyway, moving on. I asked Mitch about the same thing. Mitch's minute. Conflict. Who's good at it?
Andy Penny is the only person I've ever seen that can go from fucking doing something fucking vicious and debaucherous to going to like dealing with the cops. He was really good at, provided he hadn't intentionally escalated something in the first place, he was very good at bringing something down if it suited him to. Chris Highstead Adams is fucking good with people, really good at bringing it back down, really good at keeping things mellow, keeping it like a calm head. Both Kylie and Luke, Xavier Ashton, both of them are fucking excellent at being able to see people's point of view even if they're in the wrong, and I think that's really important.
Right, so I love the way Mitch ended on that. Seeing people's point of view, even if they're in the wrong. Right? If you're working in a bar and someone, like that guy was in the wrong. He knows he's in the wrong. But in the wrong or not, your job is that of duty of care for him as well as everybody else. Right? You don't just take him out or effectively entice him to get worse. Like, what? Just calm them down and get them out. Like, no matter what, he needed to be removed from the situation, but standing there in front of him telling him, you can't talk to us that way, you can't talk, that's just, I would go fucking nuts. If I get aggressive, I'm way worse than that guy. Like, that seemed, to me, that wasn't even bad. And people are talking about it online like, it's the worst thing ever. You know, this guy should lose his business, and he's got 2 kids and a wife, and like, he's clearly struggling. So no, but if you see that, wrong or not, You need to do the right thing, not throw fuel on the fire. And the right thing is to consider him as much someone that you need to take care of as everybody else, and calm them down, give them what they need to get them out in the best possible way, saving them and you as much face as possible. Because otherwise, as you could see, it ruins everyone else's experience as well. You standing there arguing is not helping the rest of the people in the room. Right, so we'll wrap it up today. It's been fun. I got to do a show. I definitely feel like doing more shows, right? And using more angles and stuff like that. I didn't use any, oh, whew. It actually tastes really good. Didn't get to use too many angles. There was one more thing I was going to do. What was it? I think I've completely forgotten. Oh, right. So, you may have noticed last week that I played a video saying that we want to get, I want to get the bar average guys on the show. They said yes. So we got bar average guys coming on the show. I've been chasing a friend of mine who brought me to Borneo, and in Borneo they have this type of kind of like sherry made from fruit called tuak, right? This is a bottle of tuak. So if you're at home and you're bored and you're watching this, this is tuak, T-U-A-K by Simon B, right? So tuak by Simon B, right? That's a bottle of tuak. Now, I wanted to get him, I've got more tuak, I've got a few different examples, get him to call in and like be on the show and talk about tuak, because we know about sherry, we know about baijiu, we know about cognac, we know about rum, we know about vodka. This is more than 400-year-old traditional Borneo jungle wine that tastes fucking amazing, and nobody knows about it. I mean, when I say nobody knows about it, the only two people I know of outside of people in Borneo or that have been to Borneo or lived in Borneo that have tasted it are me and Don Lee in the bar industry. Don Lee went there, I went there, but I mean, do you know anyone who's actually tasted tuak? Never mind, Don Lee got a 20-year-old tuak given to him. He's super special. They didn't give me the 20-year-old stuff. They gave me like 4 and 6-year-old stuff. I judged the competition, it was pretty awesome. But let me know, and the reason I ask, if you're watching this, please comment, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook, so I can show the guys from Borneo that there is a desire to learn more about tuak outside of me and Don Lee, okay? Do that for me, right? And while you're at it, like and subscribe and share and all the other things that people that do YouTube channels do. I'm gonna have to drop down to the level or rise to the level where I start saying shit like fucking like and subscribe and share and all the stuff that will get this to be a legit channel, so that I can actually just do this and scale it up from 1 day a week to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, well, to 3, right? Maybe 1 live and 2 pre-recorded. Anyway, it's been fun as usual. I'm actually smiling. This is a legit, genuine smile. I'm gonna make some of these for my wife. It's gonna be awesome. And yeah, enjoy life. I'll see you next week. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share.
You ordered what?